Hello friends, welcome once again. This is Advocate Preeti Prakash Patwa, and the topic today we are going to deal is a historical development of the trademark law in India. See friends, the trademark law at present in India is the Trademark Act 1999. But as you know, this law has not been created in the one day. There has been a long history for the creation of this particular law called as the Trademark Law 1999 or Trademark Act 1999. So let's have the look over the history of the trademark law in India. But see friends, the history of the trademark law in India has a history of international law also. So before reaching to the history of the trademark law in India, we have to look over the international development of the trademark law. Now, as you all are aware, at present, the most important international agreement, international document on the protection of the trademark is a TRIPS agreement. Okay, so as you know, that long form of TRIPS is a trade-related aspect of intellectual property rights, which has been adopted in the year 1994 and which came into force in the year 1995. But see friends, this is the latest international law on the protection of the trademark. But when we went into the history of the protection of the trademark law internationally, we found the very first document for the protection of the trademark at international level was a Paris Convention. Which one? The first step is the at international law Paris Convention. Now see friends, in this particular Paris Convention, the important IPRs, intellectual property rights, which were protected were trademark, utility models, industrial design. But here it is important to note that this particular Paris Convention also guarantees the protection to the patent also. But apart from the patent, the priority in this particular convention was given to the trademark. So we can say that this convention contains the stronger substantive guarantee for the trademark than the patent. पेटेंट से ज्यादा इस कन्वेंशन में ज्यादा प्रोटेक्शन किसको दिया हुआ था? ट्रेडमार्क को दिया हुआ था. So in the history, which is the first convention related to the protection of the trademark, that is Paris Convention, is the first convention which relate to the protection of the trademark. Then we come to the step number 2. Okay, the step number 2 is the Madrid Agreement and the protocol. What is the step number 2 as regarding to the trademark history international level? It's a Madrid Agreement. Okay, see friends, this Madrid Agreement for the international registration of trademark, which went into effect less than 10 years after the conclusion of the Paris Convention. Paris Convention जब आया उसके बाद में 10 years के अंदर अंदर ये मैड्रिड कन्वेंशन या मैड्रिड एग्रीमेंट क्या हो गया वहाँ पे इन्फोर्समेंट आ गया या इम्प्लीमेंट हो गया. अंडर द मैड्रिड एग्रीमेंट, once protection is secured in a trademark holder's country, it can be extended to the other member states by filing an international application with the International Bureau at a WIPO specifying where protection is sought. What was the basic important part of this Madrid Agreement? ध्यान में रखो, एक बार इस Madrid Agreement के नीचे ट्रेडमार्क को प्रोटेक्शन मिल गया आपके कंट्री में तो उसको अदर मेंबर स्टेट्स में भी एक्सटेंड किया जा सकता है. लेकिन आपको इसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? इंटरनेशनल एप्लीकेशन करनी पड़ेगी. वो कहाँ पे करनी पड़ेगी? इंटरनेशनल ब्यूरो. कहाँ का इंटरनेशनल ब्यूरो? at World Intellectual Property Organization. So getting the point, which is the second step in the international protection of the trademark law development, that is the Madrid Agreement. Now the third, and which you all know, the very important part of international development of the trademark is that, or any kind of the IPR is that, TRIPS agreement, trade related aspect of intellectual property rights. Okay, see what this saying that TRIPS incorporate the principal provision of the Paris Convention. पेरिस कन्वेंशन का एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोविजन ट्रिप्स में कंटिन्यू रखा गया था. एंड पता है आप सबको वो क्या? नेशनल ट्रीटमेंट. जो ट्रीटमेंट आप अपने देश के ट्रेडमार्क को अपने देश में देते हो, वही ट्रीटमेंट आप आउटसाइडर्स के ट्रेडमार्क को भी अपने देश में दो. इंक्लूडिंग नेशनल ट्रीटमेंट प्रोविजन, priority rules, substantive protection, etc. But फिर इस ट्रिप्स ने ऐड क्या किया, मे बी अनदर क्वेश्चन यू हैव इन अ माइंड. हाँ, तो ट्रिप्स ने ऐड क्या किया, देखो, अ मोस्ट फेवर्ड nation requirement, elaborate on the requirement for a trademark protection and extend the substantive right a member state must confer. हाँ, मेंबर स्टेट को ट्रेडमार्क के लिए क्या क्या राइट्स देने पड़ेंगे, इसके एक्सटेंसिव प्रोविजंस हाँ किसमें बनाए गए बोलो, ट्रिप्स एग्रीमेंट में बनाए गए. हाँ, सो इफ वी वेंट टू द इंटरनेशनल हिस्ट्री ऑफ द ट्रेडमार्क लॉ डेवलपमेंट, वी फाउंड दैट द फर्स्ट कन्वेंशन वाज द Paris Convention, second convention is the Madrid Agreement, and protocol, and the third convention is the that is TRIPS agreement, is the third agreement which relate to the development of the what you can call as the trademark law at the international level. Then when we move to the Indian history about the development of a trademark law, to which we move to the Indian history about the development of the trademark law. We found that prior to the enactment of this particular trademark act, trademark were previously called as a common law mark. What they were called in India previously before the name trademark, they were called as a common law mark, and they could not be registered because as in the very prior time during the Britishers etc., there was no law on the protection of the trademark. ट्रेडमार्क के प्रोटेक्शन पे एज सच कोई लॉ नहीं था, तो इसकी वजह से कॉमन लॉ प्रोटेक्शन ही था उसको, जो ब्रिटिशर्स से आता है टॉट लॉ के नीचे. हाँ, तो टॉट लॉ के नीचे ही इसको पासिंग ऑफ रेमेडी थी कि अगर आपका अनरजिस्टर्ड ट्रेडमार्क कोई वायलेट करता है तो अंडर द लॉ ऑफ टॉट यू कैन फाइल द एक्शन फॉर अ पासिंग ऑफ. वहाँ पे सो वापस आते हैं ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट ड्यूरिंग द ब्रिटिशर टाइम. हाँ, as there was no law on the trademark law protection, therefore it was protected under the common law, as because there was no statutory law for the protection of the trademark. Then see, as already I have told you, so what was the remedy to the owner during those days when no statute was there for the protection of trademark? They were having the common law remedy. And what is the name of that common law remedy? Passing off. Under the common law you can take an action for the passing off. Infringement concept was not there. Okay, so the concept was a passing off was the wrong tort which was called for using the another's trademark which is unregistered. So you may have a question. Okay, what is the first statute, which is the first statute in India which was dealing with the trademark protection? Okay, so the answer for your doubt is that the first statutory protection which was prior to the independence in India for the protection of trademark was the Trademark Act 1940, which was the law. Trademark Act 1940 was the trademark protection law in India before the independence to the India. Now you may have a question कि ये लॉ आया कहाँ से, ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट 1940? तो ऑफ कोर्स एज यू आर अवेयर ब्रिटिश वर रूलिंग ओवर इंडिया. सो British law has a strong impact on the Indian law. So accordingly, same here also. Trademark Act 1940 is being enacted on the basis of the British Trademark Act 1938. इंग्लैंड में जो ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट 1938 बना था उसी के बेसिस पे इस ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट 1940 को क्या किया गया बोलो, बनाया गया है. नाउ देखो क्या हो गया, जब से फिर ये 1940 का ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट आया ना, सिग्निफिकेंट डेवलपमेंट स्टार्टेड टू टेक प्लेस इन द बिजनेस एंड ट्रेड. बिजनेस एंड ट्रेड में बड़े पैमाने पे क्या होने लगा, वहां पे डेवलपमेंट शुरू हो गया वहां पे. तो इंडिपेंडेंस के बाद में भी फॉर ए सर्टेन टाइम ये लॉ क्या वहां पे कंटिन्यू रहा. लेकिन आफ्टर द इंडिपेंडेंस इट स्टार्टेड टू फाउंड सर्टेन लैक्यूनास इन दिस पर्टिकुलर लॉ. इस लॉ में कुछ कमी महसूस होने लग गई. एंड इसीलिए ना वहां पे जस्टिस राजगोपाल अयंगर इनको अपॉइंट किया गया था to give the recommendations as relating to the new trademark law in India. Okay, who was appointed to give the recommendations for the new trademark law in India? Rajgopal Iyengar was the person who was the justice Rajgopal Iyengar. He was appointed for the purpose of giving the recommendations. Now, as per the recommendations which was made by Mr. Justice A.N. Rajgopal Iyengar, the law which was enacted in India for the protection of the trademark was Trade and Merchandise Mark Act 1958. Put down the name, which is the name of the new law which is passed as per the recommendation of Justice Rajgopal Iyengar. The name of the law was Trade and Merchandise Mark Act 1958. So this law continues for a long time in India. But since again there has been a considerable changes started to take place in the trading and commercial practices. धीरे धीरे कमर्शियल प्रैक्टिसेस चेंज होने लगी. अब ये लॉ भी ऐसा लगने लगा कि चेंजिंग रिक्वायरमेंट को फुलफिल करने के लिए कम पड़ रहा है वहां पे. सो टू कीप पेस विद द चेंजिंग ट्रेंड and to keep pace with the changes in the technology transfer at an international level, एक comprehensive, ध्यान में रख कैसा full fledged comprehensive complete लॉ की रिक्वायरमेंट थी वहां पे. और इसीलिए फाइनली इंडिया में क्या किया गया, ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट 1999 was enacted, which was enacted as per the requirement of the TRIPS agreement. फाइनली कौन सा लॉ ट्रेडमार्क प्रोटेक्शन के लिए इंडिया में बनाया गया, ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट 1999, which was made as per the requirement of the TRIPS agreement. And this act came into force on 15th September 2003. What is the date? 15th of September 2003 is the date for the creation of the enforcement of this particular act. Got the point? 2003 is the year when this act came into force. So this Trademark Act 1999 is enacted with the object of, what is the object of this particular act, is to provide the legal protection to the trademark of the goods and services. गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज के ट्रेडमार्क को एक लीगल प्रोटेक्शन देने के लिए, ताकि उसका कोई फ्रॉडुलेंट यूज ना कर पाए, ये एक्ट हमने क्या कर दिया वहां पे बना दिया. सो इसीलिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने केस में लक्ष्मीकांत पटेल वर्सेस चेतन भाई शाह नाम के एक जजमेंट में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट 1999 का ऑब्जेक्ट यही बताया था कि ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट इज एनेक्टेड फर्स्टली फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ ऑनेस्टी एंड फेयर प्ले. जिसने जो मार्क बनाया उसका ऑनेस्टली फेयरली बेनिफिट उसी को मिले, इसके लिए एक्ट क्या किया गया वहां पे बनाया गया. एंड सेकेंडली व्हेन पर्सन अडॉप्ट और intend to adopt the name in connection with the business which is already belong to someone. दूसरे के बिजनेस का ऑलरेडी एस्टेब्लिश नेम आप यूज करने की कोशिश करते हो तो ये पब्लिक के माइंड में कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट करता है और कस्टमर्स को डाइवर्ट करने की कोशिश है और रजिस्टर्ड ट्रेडमार्क को इंजुरी है और इसको रोकने के लिए ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट 1999 बनाया गया. ओके, सो फ्रेंड्स फाइनली ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट 1999 की हिस्ट्री we are going to end on certain features of the Trademark Act 1999. See what are the basic important features of this act. Trademark Act provide for the registration of trademark in a goods also and in services also. Okay. Number 2, Trademark Act provide for the registration of trademark which are imitation of the well-known trademark not to be permitted. जो well-known trademark है ना उसका अगर इमिटेशन अनुकरण करके सिमिलर ट्रेडमार्क कोई बनाने की कोशिश करता है तो इस लॉ के नीचे प्रोहिबिटेड है, अलाउड नहीं है. देन एक्ट आपको डिटेल लिस्ट देता है while considering to give the registration to the trademark or not, what factors are to be taken into consideration. Then Trademark Act 1999 के नीचे एक सिंपल प्रोसीजर दी गई है रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ द ट्रेडमार्क के लिए ताकि ट्रेडमार्क का जो स्कोप है वो बढ़ाया जा सके. देन नेक्स्ट वन देखो, प्रोवाइडिंग फॉर अपीलेट बोर्ड फॉर स्पीडी डिस्पोजल ऑफ द अपील. देन नेक्स्ट वन देखो क्या गया, कलेक्टिव मार्क के रजिस्ट्रेशन की भी कंसेप्ट ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट 1999 के नीचे दी गई है. एंड पहले जो रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ ट्रेडमार्क का पीरियड 7 इयर्स था वो इस ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट 1999 के नीचे क्या कर दिया बोलो, इट हैज बीन मेड 10 इयर्स पीरियड and thereafter you can take the renewal of the again of your trademark which you have got registered. Okay, then next one देखो क्या गया, making the trademark violation an offense which is a cognizable offense. Even Trademark Act 1999 के नीचे अगर आप ट्रेडमार्क लॉ का वायलेशन करते हो, इंफ्रिंजमेंट करते हो, तो आप एक ऑफेंस भी कमिट कर रहे हो, और इवन वो ऑफेंस कैसे बोलो, cognizable offense है. That means police can arrest even without warrant. Okay, so thus friends, we have discussed in small lecture the historical evolution of the trademark law in India, that is Trademark Act 1999, which we have divided into the two part. The first part is a international development of the trademark law, in which we have discussed Paris Convention, Madrid Agreement, and then TRIPS Agreement. And then we have gone through the historical development of the trademark law in India, in which we have discussed the Trademark Act 1940. Then we have even discussed the Trade and Merchandise Act, and finally just now we have gone through the present trademark law in India, Trademark Act 1999, which came into force in the year 2003. Okay friends, thank you. That's it for historical development of the trademark law in India from Own Law coaching classes. Thank you.